Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Poet. Um, Real quick, I just have this strong feeling that some people might be at this point like I was a while back, trying to figure out your purpose in whatever it is that God wants you to do, or trying to figure out what it is you're supposed to be doing, or why you're actually here on Earth. Uh, it's really simple, and a lot of people don't. Most people do, but a lot of people don't recognize it. Just think about what your true passion is. What are you most passionate about? That would be what you would actually use to benefit the kingdom of heaven. For example, me, I like to talk. I like to be heard. I like to, I love doing poetry because I like to talk. Uh, I have a passion for it. I have a passion for cooking most of the time when I ain't too tired. Sometimes when I am tired, helps to relax my mind and stuff. But my true passion is talking. I like to talk. uh, Me knowing that, I had to find out what it is God wanted me to talk about. His word, Him, who He is, and what it is that we're supposed to be doing to please Him. I like learning things. I like learning the truth. I don't really care about all the fiction and the things that somebody else can conjure it up or whatever. But yeah, if you're trying to figure out what your purpose is in life, find out what it is that you love to do, that you have a passion for doing. That will be a gift that God has placed in you. That's something you were born with. You were created with that. It's, it's on your heart, it's on your mind. And don't get me wrong, a lot of times we get to a point where we just don't find ourselves doing that. I could tell you why, but then again, I think you already know why. If you've been watching these videos here lately, you know why you kind of lost your edge for that passion. Okay, if you don't know why, it's that self thing. And you're going to say that sound crazy. Well, a lot to do with you loving yourself X God out the picture. You might ask me how. If you think back, I'm sure you heard God is a jealous God. Thou shalt have no other God before me, for I am a jealous God. When you put anything that you put before God, you make that your God. And I know we don't even see it that way. We don't look at it like that. But once again, you have to remember our thoughts are not His thoughts. Our ways are not His ways. So what He looking at, think about the word jealousy. What He's looking at. When you put something before Him, that's your God. He don't like that. If you put yourself before Him, you have made yourself a God in His eyes. He is to come before you. I know a lot of people don't want to hear that. You can say he's selfish, whatever. But the truth be told, if it wasn't for Him, you wouldn't even be breathing the air you breathe right now. They could put you on a ventilator And if he felt the need or felt the desire to take you while you was on that ventilator, that little electricity going into that machine would do nothing for your body. It will be over with. It's all because of him that we are even here. So you can call him selfish if you want to. But the truth be told, he deserves that. He's the reason you're here. So he deserves to be put before you put yourself. Okay. But um that's honestly. I want to talk to you all about something that I've been reading out of the book of Ephesians, chapter 4. Is the 25th through the 32nd verse. Um, Basically, a step towards loving God, things that we have to do, which I know a lot of you are familiar with those things that you have to do, but it's just on me to actually talk about these little things. And I'm not going to say that I ain't going to hold you long because I don't know how long this video is going to be. But the main thing that I want to point out, because we have been talking about self and loving God and forgiving and those things. So the main thing that I want to talk to you about in these scriptures, Ephesians 4:25 through 32, I would that you go ahead and read the entire chapter, get a full understanding, pray, and let God teach you what it is that he really wants you to know through these scriptures. But the one thing that stands out to me the most is verse 31. Real quick, it reads, "Let all bitterness and wrath and anger and clamor and evil spirit speaking be put away from you with all malice." Okay. First of all, clamor, basically arguing. As people or a group of people, however, getting together, and it's just a bunch of noise. Everybody yelling and trying to get their point across. And hey, you can't. There ain't no sense in all that because ain't nobody listening to nobody. They just listening to themselves. So you need to put that away from you. Then malice. The definition for malice is a desire to commit or cause pain to someone. Uh, Basically, committing an unlawful act, doing something in spite, out of spite, or whatever. Just trying to hurt someone. But when I look at this scripture, we have a issue with it, and we don't even know. Uh, Honestly, that we're like that. I love everybody, you know. Nah, or I ain't got no problem with them. They just better not say nothing to me. That's bitterness. Why they can't say nothing to you? Why they can't speak? Hey, how you doing? None of that. Without you rolling your eyes or ready to jump down their throat. That's bitterness, wrath, anger. Now, when you get to reading these scriptures up around the 26th verse, um, what I've been saying about not letting the sun go down on your wrath that you have for your brother. Okay, the scriptures say be angry. It says be angry and sin not, which means you get mad at someone, y'all have an altercation or whatever. Don't act with being malicious, like just now you want to cause them harm. It ain't even got to be physical. When you know you can do things to hurt people without even touching them. One thing we like to say, call people is snitches. Now you won't go tell everything you know about this person because they done made you mad. That's malice. That's just you doing something in to spite, to be spiteful or whatever, just to be hateful. You want some payback. You want to get back at them for whatever y'all got into it about or whatever. Man, listen. Okay. Gotta be honest with you all. I'm feeling I want a cigarette because I really don't want to do this, but I'm about to do it. Take the book. I'm gonna close it. It's gonna be an open discussion tonight. I'm sorry. It's gonna be an open discussion. Then we're gonna come back to this discussion and we're gonna actually address the issue. So when I get off of here, I'm gonna have to edit the title on this or whatever. But I gotta do it. I had a big problem. Y'all gonna have to excuse me. I'm sorry to offend people. Now I got an issue going on right now, and I know this is gonna hurt a lot of people that actually watch my videos, and they don't want me to say this. I didn't even say anything to anybody that I was gonna talk about this, but it's weighing on me, and I can't. I tried not to because I know how it's gonna make certain people that I truly care about feel, and how it's gonna make people out there that's just starting to watch the channel feel. But I got to be real, okay? I got to be real because this is something that actually bothered me for a long time in my life. I was out here running from my calling, you know. Like I told y'all, I have a lust problem. I smoke cigarettes. I don't drink no more. Um, I'm not trying to hustle in the streets, do any of that. I got a regular job like anybody else, and I allow God to bless me as I go. And I try not to complain about things. I got a couple of people that I can go talk to about certain issues or things that I feel just to air out my grievances. And I thank God for them because they don't judge me. They don't try to make me feel bad about what it is that I'm going through or what I'm feeling. I hadn't discussed this certain issue with anybody, not to the depth that I'm getting ready to talk to you about right now. I need you to really think about this and understand it because I'm telling you, some of you out there actually hold the gift of being prophetic. And when you're doing this type of stuff, it is very dangerous. What type of stuff, poet? What is you talking about? These zodiac signs, horoscopes, um, trying to determine things according to the universe, all this new age stuff. You been having a gift, prophetic gift. Satan is after you bad. He wants you right now. And he gonna stay in your ear constantly. Especially with these zodiac signs, these horoscopes that everybody keep reading and stuff. Like it's gonna do this, your day gonna be like this because you are this type of sign and this and that. Man, I'm telling you. And then you start believing this stuff. Understand when God said, "Whatsoever a man thinketh, so is he." That's period. He didn't say that it was only for certain issues. It's only for when you're operating in the spirit of God or none of that. No, he said, "Whatsoever a man thinketh, so is he." If you believe what it is that you're saying, you confessing it with your mouth, and you believing it in your heart, you thinking it in your mind, that's exactly what is going to happen. But you got to be able to read between the lines. You got to know the difference. Is this really of God or is it of the enemy? It's got to be of one of the two. Ain't no such thing as it's of yourself. Self is something that Satan put in you. That's his thing that's out here to make you stray away from God. I wish people would quit saying we give too much credit to the devil. I'm giving credit where credit is due. Yes, I have the option to choose, but I only got two options. Either I'm doing it God's way or I ain't doing it his way. And if I ain't doing it his way, it's Satan's way. What, you think it's another thing between heaven and hell? The afterlife. What else does the afterlife consist of besides heaven and hell? Nothing. You go into one or the other. And there's someone that's ruling over those two things. You got God and you got Satan. Yeah, Satan gonna burn in that lake of fire. But there's no doubt in my mind while he doing down there burning, he gonna be looking at those that's burning with him with a smile on his face. I got my kingdom. He don't care about the fact that he gonna burn. All he wants to do is not burn alone. These zodiac signs and stuff, this is witchcraft, folks. I'm telling you. I know a lot of people don't want to hear that because you want to believe it. And the reason you want to believe it is because they're telling you something that you want to hear. Think about it. God said, do not be pleasers of men. Don't feed pleasing or itching ears. Itching ears mean it's something they want to hear. If God telling us not to do that, not to get caught up in that, why would he be sitting up here telling you constantly what you want to hear? He's not. You got to work for a blessing from God. You got to put in the work for it. You can't just be sitting out here thinking you're going to do whatever, whenever, however, and all. You know good and well you've been living in sin all this time, and then all of a sudden somebody with some tarot cards sit down in front of you. Oh, you finna have Prince Charming come into your life. That ain't of God. You mean tell me Prince Charming finna come sweep you off your feet and you ain't got to put in no work for it? What? Are you serious? Do you really believe that? That's what you looking for. And you steady sitting out here hopping from one bed to the next. What did you do to earn that? Now, when you get your Prince Charming, you're gonna have to work with this Prince Charming. You're gonna have to watch God mold this man into Prince Charming. Just like he gonna have to watch God mold you into being a queen. Because you know you've been out there. He been out there. And then some of y'all get thinking Prince Charming is the kingpin drug dealer out here. Because he got all this money. Call me whatever you want to call me. Oh, you a hater. You this, you that. Say what you want to say about me. But I got to give you the truth. I got to tell you what's real. Be honest with you. This person is all Prince Charming and stuff. And he want to make you where you can't go around your family. Look how twisted that is. What does the word of God say? For this cause shall a man leave father and mother and cleave to his wife. Am I saying that he's supposed to come and be around you and your family all the time? No, I'm not. But he ain't supposed to snatch you from your family and make you come over here with his. Facts. That's not how that works. He's supposed to be able to put both of y'all in a place where y'all can build a family of your own. That's God's way. You can go be around your family, visit your family, and things like that. When we get off into this whole marriage thing, you're going to see some things that's going to make you feel like, well, maybe it ain't meant for me to get married. That's a lie, and the truth ain't in it. Because God said it's not good that man should live alone. The only reason why people are being allowed to be single and independent now is because, hey, the hardening of your heart. You don't want to do it. So God will step in and say, okay, well, just praise me and, let me be the head of your life. Do this, live your life the way that I need you to live your life, and I'll take care of you. And we're going to help others. Go out here and get the other children together. But that's only because of the hardening of your heart. You don't want to do it that way. So up under the law of Moses, you're being permitted to do certain things. But you still got to line up with the word of God. That's the whole point. Now, if you want to have a fullness of God, you need to do it the way that he said it needed to be done in the beginning. That's how you get the fullness of it. Other than that, you just got so much of it. And the gift that you got can only go so far. Because you ain't in his fullness. You got to get in his fullness in order to get his fullness. Do that make any sense to you? You can't get there by looking at tarot cards, a crystal ball, or somebody that's trying to charge you money. Oh, man, come on. Just because you are in a church preaching every Sunday does not mean you don't operate under witchcraft when you sitting up here saying, I got a feeling that God wants X amount of people to give a certain amount of money. What you finna do with that money? Because you sure enough ain't finna hand it out to nobody out here. Some of y'all would even, we need some extra money for the building fund. I don't care about you getting mad at me. I'm finna add out. I told you I tried not to go this route. And this is why. Because I don't want people to constantly think that I'm attacking. I'm not attacking the people. I'm attacking the act. Stop doing that. If you don't want me to talk about it, don't do it. If you don't want God to air you out, put you out there, sit you on the front line for everybody to see your wrongdoings. Stop trying to do it in secret. Stop doing this stuff in secret. Because everything that you do in secret is rewarded in the open, which means if you're doing wrong in secret, it's coming out in the open. If you're doing good in secret, good things gonna happen to you in the open, where everybody can see it. Same difference. When God says something, that goes for either side. You either gonna do it the right way and get those good things, or you're gonna do it the wrong way and get those, oof, what in the world is this, Lord? This is a bag of coals. I wanted some good gifts. You got to give good seed in order to give good gifts. You lay out bad seed, you're gonna get bad gifts. It's that simple. You're gonna plant a apple tree seed in the ground, but you done laced it with poison. Everybody that eat from this tree is gonna die. It ain't doing nothing but killing people. The fruit gonna look rotten when it start to ripe. But if you put a good apple tree seed down in the ground, people are gonna feast off the fruits thereof, and they're gonna be happy. Ain't gonna be no bitterness. There's a price to pay when you're doing these zodiac signs and this and that. It's a sacrifice that got to be made. If you think about it, anytime yeah. Anytime you get to doing anything really, there's a price to be paid. You either gonna sacrifice for the good or you gonna sacrifice for the bad. That's our thing, being people, human beings on this earth. We have to make some type of sacrifice. Either you're going to give up those things that you want here and be rewarded in the afterlife, or you're going to keep those things that you want here and you're going to go after those things that you want here, but you're giving up what you could have had in the afterlife. You see what I'm saying? You're going to make a sacrifice one way or the other. You're either going to get all yours now and lose what you'd have in the after, or you're going to say, forget those things right now. I'll take it when everlasting life hit. It's that simple. Think about some of these little horoscopes you done read in the past. How many times have you said, well, it said this was going to happen. I ain't see it happen until a couple of days later. You know why? Because you had to read it out loud first and hear it. And then it come to pass. After you got to believing in it, trusting in it. Then you formed it in your world to happen to you. But then when it happened to you, it was here for a moment and gone with the wind. Because ain't no stability in it. Ain't nothing firm or guaranteed in it. It's just a taste. So the next day you get up and you're looking for that next taste. It's like a drug. You only satisfied for the moment. And when that moment is gone, it's over with. Now you're looking for something else. It ain't like that with God. The only thing that you're looking for after you get this little bit, you want more because you want it to go deeper. You can sit here and bathe in his glory. Let him get all this glory up out of you right here for a very long time. The only problem is that spiritual man in you is just like the flesh in so many ways. It wants more. You don't want to just keep eating chicken every day. Sometimes you want that steak, that lobster, them crab legs, baked potato. You don't want a McDonald's burger all the time. Sometimes you want Burger King. Maybe some Jack in the Box or Jack's. Go to Hardee's or something. Something that costs a little more than the dollar menu. You don't want to keep doing the same thing. Not even in the flesh. You don't want to keep doing the same thing. You want something different. Alcoholic. love his drink. But every once in a while, he get a taste for something different. I'm gonna try this today. Yeah, he gonna go back to his preferred drink, but he gonna try something different every once in a while. Why? Because we need a little more. Same thing with the spirit, feasting at the table of God. You don't want to just stay stuck on this one particular word. You want to venture out, get a few more words so he can make a whole sentence. Then after he done got to making sentences, he want to learn how to do a paragraph. You did a paragraph. Let me do a what's that? What they call them little things in like magazines or whatever? An article. Go from an article to a short story, from a short story to a long story, however you call it. From there, now I want to write a book. After I done wrote the book, I want to do a sequel. After the sequel, let's turn it into a movie. Or we can go to the play. And once we got it down packed on making plays, we want to make movies. Now we done got movies, we need a soundtrack, so forth and so on. And that's how the spirit works. It wants to continue to grow. It wants to get bigger and bigger. You know why? Because it's created in God's image after his likeness. And God is bigger than the universe. Here we are, just a little small speck in the universe. We want to get bigger. Now, how are we going to get bigger? You got to feed it. You got to be careful of what you're feeding it. Because you keep feeding it these zodiac signs and everything to go around it, dabbling in this little bit here, this little bit there. The spirit is slowly fading away and shrinking, becoming smaller and smaller, and the flesh is getting bigger and bigger. But when you start feeding that spirit and make it grow, that flesh get a little bit smaller. You get to start realizing and seeing, hey, self? Care nothing about myself? For what? Myself is taken care of in heaven. Got everything it needs, everything it could desire, anything it could ever want. Back home in heaven. Now, if I sit here and let self get what it wants here, it's going to pull all that stuff that I got up there in heaven down here. And then when I'm dead and gone, it's stuck here. And I ain't got no home in heaven no more. So now I got to go to that other place where it's always hot, sweaty, and itchy, and stinking. Nah. Anyway, yeah, I got to re-edit this. I'm still needing prayer because I'm still firing them up. I just wish, I pray, not wish. I pray that things get a little bit better for each and every one of you. That y'all start to open your eyes and see what it is that God is trying to show you. Open your ears and actually hear what it is he's saying. There was a guy in the Old Testament. He was performing miracles too, healing the sick, doing all these miraculous things for the people. in this kingdom. King got sick, went in there and healed him. But he himself had a rare skin disease. He got to asking God, Lord, you constantly letting me heal these people. I can't heal myself. Where's my blessing gonna come in? God finally told him, said, go to the king. And whatsoever he tell you to do, do it. This is a man who been inside the kingdom healing people. At this time, these people ain't got no illnesses or nothing. So when he get to the kingdom and he's at the gate, they denied him entry because of his illness, his skin disease. He got it in his own way. He started thinking about self. What you mean I can't come in? You gotta know I'm the very one who healed your king. I did this for the people in there, for your king. And he gonna tell me I can't come in there? You hear all them eyes? Self. King came out, sent out a message to him, told him, look, before you come in here, I need you to go down there to that river and bathe in the river. I'm not going to no river. What I look like going to bathe in a river? Instead of saying I. They refused to let him in. Finally, he stopped thinking about himself. Said, I'm going to go down here to this river and do what God told me to do. Whatsoever this king tell you to do, do it. He went down to the river. Instead of thinking about himself, all this nasty water, all this I did, they want me to get off in this muddy river, all this little stuff in the river. I'm gonna probably get sick behind. I already got open sores on me and this and that. That's what he was thinking before he decided to go. But he did it anyway. Put himself to the side. Did away with pride. Went down there, got in the water. Took the water, splashed it on his body, and rubbed his hand across it. Skin started to heal instantly. How many of you think that your little zodiac sign is going to give you that pleasure? Or is that zodiac sign going to keep telling you about you loving yourself? Witchcraft is all about you, me, I, what I want, what's happening with me, what's going on in my life, the things that's going to happen for me, the things that has happened to me. Ain't never saying nothing about God. So you have become more important than God. You done made yourself a God under that witchcraft. The only way to get your blessing is to get out your own way. Until you start to let it sink in your head and become very, very adamant about not getting in your own way, but getting in God's way. Thinking about him, what he wants to do. Because all this stuff that you're trying to feed yourself is basically like you putting it into him. And he don't want none of it. That's why he leaves. The Bible said he will not dwell in an unclean temple. Your body is the temple. He gonna come in and check on you, but he ain't gonna dwell there. He's not gonna sit there. That's why oftentimes we feel that emptiness, that voided area inside of us, because we stuck in our own way. I'm stuck in my own way. This is my way, not God's way. God would that I breathe fresh air all the time. I'm helping cut off my fresh air that surround me because I'm filling the room up with smoke. And that's not what he wants me to do. He's not going to dwell in me while I'm sitting here smoking it out. Turning up. You know what you're doing when you turn up? It's okay to drink. Don't get me wrong. But when you turn up, you ain't drinking just to get a couple of sips. You drinking to get drunk. And whenever you turn this cup up, when you go to turn it up, you seeking for help at the bottom of the cup. Now you praising the bottom of the cup. Because when you turn it up, your hand is up. That's praising. You done got the praise in the bottle. Now that bottle then became more important than God. Well, I can't go to church tomorrow. I had to turn up one time with the homies. I know I'm gonna be a little tipsy when I wake up in the morning. I don't want to go in there smelling like liquor. I thought the Bible said, come as you are. Oh, I forgot. You got them people in there that's going to pass judgment on you. So now you worried about the people instead of God. And the only reason you worried about the people is because they're going to say something to you about you, yourself. So you ain't got him in your mind. You thinking about self. And self has now prevented you from going to pay homage to God. You'll get it one day. You understand. You gonna, when it dawn on you, you're gonna look back and say, that boy sure wasn't lying. He was telling the truth. And I didn't believe him. You're gonna be like, cheers. This cranberry juice, by the way. I had somebody tell me, you drink too much cranberry juice, that's gonna hurt you. True fact, too much of anything can hurt you. The abuse of it. It's called a gluttonous spirit. Your intake is more than it should be. You've been satisfied, but you can't stop. That's even with water. You can drink too much water. Too much water will kill you. Everybody know that. So if too much water, which is supposed to be pure, can kill you, what do you think anything else will do? You drinking too much water in a day, every day, eventually your kidneys and bladder gonna start to fail. You don't believe that, do you? They're gonna swell. It's too much. It's a process it has to go through in order for it to come out in the dry. Yeah. I used to walk around faithfully. Yeah, I'm a Sagittarius. Saying that. But I want you to seriously think about something. And you can say I'm taking it too far, but you got to remember, whenever you saying self, you're not saying God. And I'm not saying for you to call yourself a God. But if you say, I'm a child of God, that's what it is. That's giving him the glory for any and everything that you do. God is in me. I am his child. I am his servant. I am whatever he needs me to be. And I'm going to do it his way. That's being his child. So how, if I'm sitting up here saying I'm a Sagittarius, is that giving honor to God? I done gave honor to a zodiac sign. I'm guilty of that. A lot of us are. I ain't gonna say everybody. I want to say everybody, but a lot of us are. We're guilty of giving honor to a Chinese zodiac sign. Yeah, I said that, and I meant it. Look, let me show you how else that self goes against God. I'm a winner. Did you catch that? I'm a winner. I'm a hustler. I'm a go-getter. I'm the man. Did you hear God in there? It'd be best if I thank God that he created me to win. I thank God that he made me to be a go-getter, a fisher of men. Now that's giving him all that other stuff. Me, not in that form. Praise God for all that he's done and are doing and will do in my life. Praise him for everything he's doing through me. That's how we give him honor. That's how we give him the praise. That's how we acknowledge him in everything that we do. I know I'm gonna get in trouble. I really just I'm gonna do. This is what I'm gonna do. And I pray y'all forgive me. I pray that God forgive me. Because I really did try not to even touch this little palm reading, the zodiac signs, the horoscopes, all this stuff. And that's why I kept reading other things today, trying not to get off into that, because I got in my own way and thought about people and their feelings. I'm gonna tell you why. I'm tired of always feeling like I'm bashing people, as they like to say, or like I'm coming down on people. Because I used to do that stuff. I used to be heavy off into the horoscopes and the zodiac signs and all this stuff. And then when I got even deep off in it and it started talking about the universe, that's when I was like, hold on, I'm on the wrong level. Because I already have been hearing about what the universe is and how people praise the universe and the universe this and the universe, man, who cares? I don't care nothing about no universe. The universe can't do nothing God don't allow it to do. Got an asteroid that's supposed to be passing by, or they started passing by at 8:15 tonight. Probably 7:15 this Central Standard Time. It's supposed to be visible in the sky for a few hours. If God wanted to, he can make it turn its course and hit this earth. I pray and thank him that it's not. But then they got a time frame for it. Like in 2029, it's supposed to come back and it's going to be like 19,000 miles away from Earth. Then in 2068, it's possibly coming back and going to hit Earth and all this stuff. See, all this stuff that like they talk about the warnings and the, what they call it, a massive extinction on Earth or whatever. And now you trying to say that you can, the day and the hour or whatever, however, that God gonna do stuff, and we don't. He said that. So you can't tell me it's gonna happen in 2019, 2029, 2068, or 20 whatever. You're not able to do that because God said no. Only person know when it's gonna actually happen, when Judgment Day is actually coming, is God. The Son don't even know. He ain't told the Son. If he ain't told the Son, don't nobody know. I don't care how much of a prophet you think you are. He ain't told you that. The Son said he didn't know. Only the Father knew. So if somebody come up to you and say, hey, God showed me that it's going to happen on this day, at this time, you automatically know they're lying. Because when the Son find out is when he go open the Lamb's book of life. When he go open that book of life, he going to know when he is to come here. That's when judgment coming. When he come. Feet made of brass. Eyes like fire. Tongue of a two-edged sword. He ain't coming in peace. He coming to bring the pain. I'm telling you. I keep telling you, read the book of Revelation. I'd rather you start with the book of Matthew. Get to know Christ. Get to know him. Because if you read the book of Matthew all the way through the New Testament, and you praying as you reading and asking him questions as you reading, like I told you on last night, you're going to develop a relationship with him. He going to get to know you and you going to get to know him. So by the time you get to the book of Revelation, you're going to read that book with all understanding, and it's going to fill you with joy because you know when he comes, you're going home. You're going home with him. You ain't going to be here in all that. That's going to be 3 years. 3 years of hell and hot water on this entire planet. But before that happened, you don't want to be here. Trust me, when it happened. You want to be gone in that rapture. You want to be gone in that rapture. You want to rapture with the Lord before that certain event take place. Just read it. Read it. You'll see. That's all I can tell you is read it. But the best thing to do is start in the book of Matthew, the first chapter, first verse, and go all the way through the New Testament. That way you will have a very clear understanding and a very solid relationship with Jesus Christ himself. Like I told you, it can't hurt nothing. At most, the only thing it'll do is help you. You don't believe me? Do as I say every night. Trust in the Lord with all thine heart, leaning not into thine own understanding. In all thy ways, acknowledge him, and he shall direct your path. Y'all have a good night. Be blessed.